right. It's May 10th,
Right.
2012. Sitting here with Mr. Israel and Enrique Lopez, we have just completed a transaction where Mr. Lopez sold one of his properties. We are handling two properties of his in Fort Lauderdale. Israel, in fact, you know what? I'll start with Milka, because Milka had some issues when we first met. We first met, that was many months ago. And I told you, Milka, Israel, I want to buy your property. You saw someone from the street offering you to buy your property. What did you think? Share with us. What did you think about it? Just someone on the street trying to buy a property. What did you go back home and told Israel? What did you told him? This guy is crazy. What did you told him?
I was afraid.
You were afraid?
Very.
Okay. Obviously, just to give the basis for that, you were facing some financial difficulties. You didn't know where to turn, and this guy is coming from the street and offering to buy a property. So you were afraid, right? Mm-hmm. And I believe I sat with you, or I showed Israel the plan that I have. And did he share it with you? Did Israel tell you, hey, this guy showed me? Yes. But you still were not comfortable, right?
Yes.
And now I'm going to go to Israel. And Israel, you are a businessman for many years in South Florida. You met with me. I showed you the papers. I showed you what other people have experienced with our program and so on. Yet you still had some issues because you personally have been through some of not, let's put it this way, not the nicest groups where they made you sign deeds and stuff like that. Obviously, you did not know anything about it, and you actually participated with that, right? Give us some background to your dealing with this group that told you that they're gonna protect you and sign the deeds and so on.
Yeah, well, they told me they were going to protect me, and it was all false.
And you were very naive,
yes,
right? You trusted people, and that's the reason. Actually, was the type of resistance when we first met. But then, like, you called me throughout the time a few times, and then, like, I believe, like 4 or 5 months later, you said, Ronnie, I checked you out. I looked at what you have offered, and it seems like that's my only way, right? So share with us a little bit. During the time that we did not really sit together, you were preparing your papers. You know that foreclosure is pending. Share with us what was the thought going through you. I mean, you are a family, father of a family. I know it's a lot of headaches to go through every day. Share with us what was the feeling knowing that you may be, facing foreclosure.
Well, I was afraid. I thought that just another somebody trying to fool me, and I talked to you, and then I said I'll wait and see what happens, and I waited months, and
because you checked other options too.
Yeah, and then checked other options, and then finally I came back to you and said, well, let's go ahead with it and see what.
So we met together. We took all the paperwork that needed for the bank and so on. Immediately after that, when we started to get the cooperation of the bank and so on, what was your impression about our efficiency, our way of handling things?
It was good. I thought it was very good the way you handle things, and how
So
your
you-
office would return my calls and what have you. Yeah.
Were you always updated about the progress? Were you always knowledgeable about the progress and so on?
Yes.
You were always called and always give you the information, right?
Yes.
Did you ever call and you were not answered, or you were not giving the right answer or anything?
No.
Always, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that really gave you the confidence of that you're dealing with a company or with someone that really knows what he is doing. Now, share with us the progress of the sitting here today. So you owed about how much, more or less?
I owed $270,000.
Wow. And today, how much, once you're selling your property at today's market value, how much do you need to give to the bank today?
Zero. The bank
Zero.
gave me money.
Well, we get to that. So, in a way, you walked away from $270,000.
Right.
Do you have in writing anything that says that you don't owe them a penny?
Yes.
In writing?
In writing, yeah.
In writing, okay. So, in a way, you're walking away from $270,000. Now, on top of it, how much did you get from the bank to cooperate?
$20,000.
$20,000. So here we're going from 270, we're leaving 270 plus 20, it's 290, right?
Right.
So that's in a way your package today after door number 3, you're walking away from $290,000. I think that's beautiful. Now, obviously, we're sitting here smiling, but it took us how long? About what? 4 to 6 months, right? 5, 6 months? More than that, no? Maybe 7 months. Because we had issue back and forth, back and forth. We had like a few evaluations and inspectors until they actually got to the real value and so on.
Yeah.
But while we went back and forth, obviously they needed some updated documents and so on, yet you were always complying. You always sent us the information and so on.
Yeah.
And Milka was sitting on the side always saying, is that going to ever close or what? And sitting here today, she knows it closes.
Yes.
Now, but the question that I want to ask you is, did you ever approach from the beginning all the way to today and even tomorrow, were you ever asked to pay us any money?
No, not once.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Not a penny. Did you ever pay us any money? Nothing, right?
Nothing.
Zero.
Zero.
Okay. Now, I know that on top of the issues that we had with the bank, we suddenly find, because of previous business that you had and not handling it the right way, that some creditors have filed judgments on your properties and we had to clear it. Share with us, what was the 2 judgments totaling value that they wanted? About
Over
12 and 9 something, right? What was it together? 12 and 8 something?
close to 30,000.
$30,000. And once we found out that there are judgments there and nothing could be done unless we clear them out, we told you, Israel, we will try to work with the banks, right?
Yes.
Or with the judgments. And we did, it took us like 2 weeks to find the right departments. And from there, you were informed. Briefly tell us, what was the bottom line? How much we paid for these judgments?
The judgments went down to $6,000
Combined.
combined.
So from 30 to 6,000.
Right.
Did you have the feel that someone really worked on it, tried to actually save you every penny, or you thought that someone just said, give me 6,000 and go?
No, they had to work, your company had to work to try to get that money.
Very hard
Yes.
to get it. But my question to you is, did you have the feeling that since we want to, buy your property, did we settle for numbers that could be settled a long time ago, or you felt that there was a really war was happening there between our negotiators and the judgment people?
No, we were supposed to do the closing before, and it was to your benefit to do the closing 2 weeks ago.
But
and
we did
you
not do
held
that, right?
the closing for 2 weeks to try to...
Because we wanted to chop the
Yes.
judgments, right?
Yes.
And as you know, 6,000 for 30, it represents a very small percentage. It's not really a usual number for the industry. Just to let you know that we really felt that we're fighting for your own benefit. We wanted to make sure that you have every penny so you can start over. As we know, you had some hardship, and we felt that we are fighting for your pocket to make sure to give you a fresh start with your new life. And that's the reason we actually did that, not because we wanted to close or not. So, Milka, to recap, what do you think the overall, the service, the knowledge, the results that we got?
Awesome.
Awesome. No, but just give us a few words. I know that you have
I'm
some issues.
very happy to this to Ronnie and the
Well, it's not
staff.
only Ronnie, as you know,
The
there's a lot of
staff, they're working with him.
That's
They're,
it.
they're working so hard for our benefits.
Did you actually feel that you're in good hands?
Yes.
That's excellent. For us, it's the
Yes.
best compliment that we can ever
Yes.
get. Okay, and Israel, if I had to ask you, maybe both of you, if you need to rate, let's say, the service that you got, the knowledge, the results, the experience that you've been through from the beginning to now, 1 to 10, what would be your rating?
11.
Really, Milka?
15.
15. Wow.
I'm very happy.
Well, I'm telling you, well, first, we have another transaction we have to go through, obviously. But I could tell you that we're taking things seriously, and we take it personally. And we feel most of the times we deal with elderly people older than us, and we feel like we're really working with our parents here, and we try to treat our people that we're working with as parents and as friends. And I hope you got this feeling, and I'm very happy that you feel that you got really everything from A to Z, particularly when you paid nothing and it was not expected. Now, another thing I want to make clear, you do understand what I'm going to do with your property, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what I'm going to do with your property?
Whatever you want to do.
Yeah, I understand. But did I tell you
Well-
up front that my intention is obviously to buy a property?
Yes.
For what reason? For a profit, right?
Profit,
Yes.
yeah.
You understand that back then, you understand it right
Oh,
now?
yeah, but
Yes.
sure.
So I just want to make sure that even though we are doing everything and there's no charge rate and so on, this is how we generate our profits to run this operation and obviously to eat too. I'd like to thank you so much for being here today, and obviously we'll meet soon. But so far, just to let you know that I consider you as a family, and it was my pleasure to work with you.
It was a
Same-
pleasure working with you
Same
too.
here.
Okay,
Very
thank you so
happy.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, this is how we actually, we